Hello there, you absolute legends. Emma McElhinney here with Piss Off Perimenopause and the musings of a bullshit queenager. I am here to ruin your misconceptions about perimenopause, fat loss, and kick midlife in the face. So if you think your 40s are a drag, think again. Because every week I am going to be stripping down the myths about perimenopause. I'm serving you raw, unfiltered truths about your health and smashing misconceptions about fat loss. And a whole lot more. So if you thought you knew midlife, you don't know the half of it. Aging is inevitable, but getting old is a choice. So buckle up, grab a glass of something yummy, and let's get to it. Hi, welcome to this really quick training on 5 ways to obliterate that Meno middle without a single sit-up. And I know that this is a big concern for a lot of ladies out there. And there's a reason why we experience this thickening of the waist or more protruding of the belly as we get older. So let's get into it. A little bit about me. For nearly a decade, I've been helping perimenopause women achieve not only physical results, but, emotional confidence and lifestyle results as well. So I'm a nutritionist, a behaviour change specialist, and I'm a level 3 personal trainer, which means I can combine all of these elements into my coaching. And you can see a wee nosy there about the places I've been featured, which is kind of like a bit of a humble brag, but hey ho, I love it. Right, okay. So, abdominal fat in women over 40. Now, as we get older, as we enter these perimenopause changes around age 38 onwards, we get our estrogen levels start to decline, as do our progesterone levels. And it's those changes in hormones that change how and where we store fat. So it's extremely common for somebody who has never had a protruding belly, or they've always had a flat stomach, they've never had to worry about a muffin top or anything like that all through their 20s and 30s. Suddenly, it almost could be like overnight wake up and go, oh my God, what is this? And it's because of those changes in hormones. So whereas when we're younger, we might be storing fat in our thighs, around our hips, as we get into our 40s, it starts to store around our midsection. So it doesn't happen to everyone, but most people will experience some kind of thickening of the waist or more fat storage around their tummy. And it's entirely possible for the weight on the scales to not change at all. I've had a lot of women saying my weight hasn't changed, but oh my God, where I'm storing fat has changed. So if that's happening to you, do not worry, that is completely normal. Now, the other thing that happens around the same time is our metabolism is slowing down. Our metabolism is the rate at which we burn fat. So basically, it's our body's internal furnace, if we like, and that slows down. And that slows down because we're losing muscle mass as well. So there's a lot going on at the same time. But one of the big challenges around this abdominal body fat is most people don't like it. Most people don't like gaining weight or their clothes not fitting properly. And a lot of people get quite anxious about it, quite upset. They lose a sense of identity, because that was certainly a challenge that I went through, was this identity and this feeling of midlife meh. And when our body's changing, we feel less attractive and all these kind of things. But there is the whole health implications as well. So you can see in this diagram that there's two types of fat. We have subcutaneous fat, which is the fat that sits under the skin, and we have visceral fat, which is the fat that sits at a deeper level surrounding our organs. Now, it's that increase in visceral fat which is increasing our risk of chronic disease and lifestyle-based illnesses. So there is a reason why there's a massive increase in women getting diagnosed with pre-diabetes, with type 2 diabetes. We're seeing decreases in liver and kidney functions. We're seeing increases in heart disease. And these are all lifestyle-based diseases and conditions which are reversible. And in most instances, a change in lifestyle and a decrease in this visceral fat is going to improve health markers. So there is a real health risk to this increase in body fat. Okay. Now, why are sit-ups not the answer? So it's extremely natural to say, right, well, this is where my increase in fat is. I want to exercise that away. Okay. Now, sit-ups are not the answer because of this kind of baked beans. Now, bear with me. Right. Think about your trunk, your torso. So the top of that can there with the ring pull, that's your diaphragm. So it just sits underneath the breastbone. The bottom of the can is your pelvic floor. And the sides of the can are your core. So your core muscular area, okay? So you've got muscles that support your spine. You've got muscles that are like your obliques down the side of your waist. And you've got muscles that sit on the front, okay? Now, why are sit-ups not the answer? So if you think about your deep core, which is the can, now I want you to think about surface level muscles. And surface level muscles, we're going to determine that today by the paper around the can. Now, when you do sit-ups, you're only working the surface level muscles. You're not impacting your deep core at all, in no way whatsoever. So that means when you do sit-ups, all you're doing is increasing the muscle mass on the wrapper. Okay, so you're not decreasing any of the fat in the deep core, which is where the visceral fat is. You're increasing the size of the muscle on the paper, which means if you do continual sit-ups and you don't do any of the things that I'm going to teach you today, you're actually going to increase the size of that abdominal area because you're just growing mass on top of mass. Okay, so that's why sit-ups are not the answer. And I'm going to show you, I'm going to talk a little bit more about what movements are more beneficial for that area. But number one, how do we make changes? And your number one here, you've heard the phrase, abs are made in the kitchen, calorie deficit. But most people balls this up because they go extreme. They go, right, I'm eating chicken, rice and broccoli, or I'm eating leaves and dust, or I'm going to be really, really, really good and I'm going to cut out all the fun in life. And they go extreme, which is not sustainable. We need consistency. A consistent, moderate calorie deficit is going to be helping drop the fat because fat loss only can occur when there is a calorie deficit. You can hear all about the fasting and all about the keto and all about the magic pills and all the other things, but science tells us the only way to lose body fat is by being in a calorie deficit. And in order to create sustainable, consistent fat loss, that calorie deficit needs to be moderate and consistent. So drop the all or nothing when it comes to your dieting, because that is the number one reason why people fail in their fat loss attempts. Okay, the second area that we want to look at here is the quality of your nutrition. Now, it is entirely possible to eat in a calorie deficit and just eat junk food. You know, you could go to McDonald's every day and eat in a calorie deficit. And yes, you would lose body fat. However, your digestive system would be rank. Your farts would be stinking. Your hair would be a riot. You would have no energy. You would not look good. You would not smell good. So we need to look at increasing some things. So increase the amount of lean protein that you're eating. That lean protein that is going to help regrow, if you like, some of that muscle mass that we are losing as we get older. Increasing your fruit and veg. Fruit and veg, we do not eat anywhere near as much fruit and veg as we should in this country. 5 portions minimum, and a portion size of your fruit and veg is around 80 to 100 grams. And if you're a visual person, it's about a fist size amount of fruit and veg. 5 portions of that every single day. If you struggle with that, my best advice is to front load your day. Get 2 or 3 portions in at your breakfast, and then the rest of the day is easy. The other thing we want to be mindful of is fiber. Fiber is going to help you, process food. It's good for your gut health. It means that we're going to keep everything nicely ticking over. We're going to avoid bloating, etc., etc. And water, a minimum of 2 litres of water every single day without fail. If you're not hydrated, this will impact in your fat loss, but it'll impact in your performance and your energy levels as well. So if you are currently running a business or you've got multiple responsibilities at work, you're managing teams, you cannot afford for your performance to dip. You cannot afford to let that happen because it's going to have a direct impact on your ability to earn money. So get your hydration up and gut health as well. So many parts of our Western lifestyle is damaging to the microbiome and our gut health. So by increasing all these foods, more protein, more fruit and veg, more fiber, more water, you're going to help improve your overall gut health as well. And we know that our gut health is connected to everything else in our body. Gut health is connected to brain health. So if we want to be living an optimized life, these are the things that we want to look at in our nutritional quality as well. Step 3, lifestyle. So important. So if you're surviving on 5 hours sleep a night, 6 hours sleep a night, that is not enough for you to thrive. Our bodies renew and repair when we're sleeping, and we need to have good quality sleep and a good amount of volume of sleep. So you want to be looking at reducing your alcohol, reducing your caffeine. You want to be reducing the amount of phone usage in the evening. You know, we have got the attention span of a gnat, like less than a goldfish now. And using your phone in the evening is just dopamine. And that is increasing cortisol levels. It's impacting on the quality of your sleep as well. So switch the phone off and get it out the bedroom. You want to be looking at your stress management and also looking at increasing fun in your life. And some of you will be sitting there going, oh, but you've told me to reduce alcohol and reduce caffeine. How am I going to have fun? You're going to learn to have fun without using these toxins that is inhibiting your body getting this rest and repair. The 4th step is all about mindset. Do you know what you want and why you want it? You're never going to reach and stay at a goal if the goal is, I just want to be skinny. No, it's not powerful enough. If you want to change outcomes, if you want to change lifestyle, you have to know why you're doing it. For most people, it's going to be health related, it's going to be family related, it's going to be money related. So think about your core reason why you want to make these changes, and think about what are your blockers and beliefs. Like, we all have blockers. Most of the women that I work with, they have blockers like, well, nothing works for me, so this isn't going to work for me. Or people like me don't lose weight. I'm hormonal, so I just have to accept being this way. You know, we all have these inner beliefs, and we have to unpick them and go, is this actually true? And you can see by these images of all these women that they are not true, because these women have actually done it. We want to be looking at, how do we avoid just relying on motivation and willpower all the time, because they are not going to serve us long term. And the 5th step is no sit-ups. So remember the can of beans. You want to do some deep core work. You want to do resistance training. You want to be looking at activating your core properly. If you've ever done any kind of Pilates, if you've done any kind of pelvic floor work, you know that this is all about, feeling and engaging your core properly, rather than just doing constant sit-ups. So all these women here used the Eat, Move, Win methodology, the one that I've created, to get these results. So if that's something that you're interested in doing, you can book in a quick call with me using that QR code or the button, which is probably below here, and see if you can get results like these women here. So I hope this has been helpful. Let me know if you've got any questions, and let me know what works for you, and I'll speak to you soon. And just like that, we have spiced up another episode of Piss Off Perimenopause and the musings of a bullshit queenager. Massive shout out and a huge thank you for hanging out with me today. I really hope you've been entertained. And remember, don't be shy, hit that subscribe button. And until next time, keep those heels high and standards higher. Remember, it's all about glowing, growing, and downright owning it. So catch you on the flip side, and don't forget to click the link in the show notes to get your freebie.